أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to begin by adding emphasis on the brotherhood that Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Abu Fadl al-Abbas and Sayyidah Zainab alayhim salam ajma'een embedded throughout their lives, and how the unity between them was like no other. You don't find brothers and sisters as close as they were, and I find it very unfortunate that we don't emphasize this in our families and to actually bring and make this effort into our families to make our brothers and sisters very close to us. So my poem is basically describing the bond that they all had together and how we should emphasize and we should learn from them, because our brothers and sisters, especially in our families, are really irreplaceable. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. To the hands that carried sorrows as an infant, to a mother, to the hands that united nations like no other, to the hands that brought up the ill when fragile, they all were the son of the hands that raised Khaybar in one will. The son of the hands that raised Khaybar in one will, to the hands that carried my Zainab before they departed this world, this unity, more than I speak, these hands, more to me than what I see or even think, they nurtured a bond between hearts that needed no cure. They were effortless, but made everything around them motionless. They were purified, and purified are the tears from them we cry. These hands were the melody to my ears as brotherhood they sung. These hands belonged to three that were like one. These hands planted a smile as on my face it bloomed. They beat the darkness of the nights as they became my only moon. I asked the ones who tried to break this bond. I asked the ones who tried to break this bond what they had in mind from there and beyond. I am speechless. I am speechless to the ones who thought ignorance was stronger than the ones who were born from none other than Haydar. All of my answers, I found them in these palms, the palms that carried weights but never once said I can't. The taste I've tasted is like none as sweet, where there is Hussein, Abbas, and Zainab, of whom we wish to meet. Through brotherhood, I became closer to them. I slept through dreams and never departed from them. These three of which fruits fed off of, these are the ones who all problems they solve, and so I pledge allegiance to them. And so I pledge allegiance to them. I look up to them as the stars in the skies. They've aligned, they are beautiful. More than what captures the eyes, they made me one of them. If unity on my life I signed. To these hands I allowed to heal from tears. We've cried centuries in awe of what they held, not knowing they are the base of this ummah, the honey in the hearts of mothers, the sweetness on speech of tongues, the ribs to the hearts that will never wither. These hands replace no other. I found them to be pure to every deserted lover. If your heart craves a great example of how to build bonds between sisters and brothers, look at the ones who never called them other than master, the ones who protected her until death to them captured. Look at the ones who stopped time as their embrace was a miracle, the ones who called truth and stayed together. Never did they reject one another. Never did they reject one another. They call each other family. I call them the vessels and all that lives. I call these hands my freedom. The ones who lifted up the skies when darkness overcame them. The ones who lifted up the skies when darkness overcame them. Never expect less than what they have offered. To the hands that carried sorrows as an infant to a mother. To the hands that united nations like no other. To the hands that brought up the ill when fragile, they all were the son of the hands that raised Khaybar in one well. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.